super excited. Today is the grand finale for our Scrap to Gold series. And if you're wondering, yes. Today is the grand finale. Today is the grand finale of our Scrap to Gold series. And yes, this brings us to the day 7 of our Scrap to Gold series. So if you're wondering what the Scrap to Gold series is all about, throughout this week, I was sharing with you, unconventional ways that you could use what you term scrap, fruits, fruit peels, seeds, and those things you call scraps, and convert them to meaningful things in your home. Yes, and that's what our Scrap to Gold series has been all about. And on Monday, I shared with us how we could use, papaya seeds for a whole lot of things. On Tuesday, I shared how you could use citrus, that's orange peels. Yes, Wednesday, I shared how we could use pineapple peels. On Thursday, I shared how you could use banana peels. On Friday, I shared how we could use avocado seeds. And then yesterday, being Saturday, I shared how you could use watermelon rind and the seeds unconventionally in your home. And today brings us to the grand finale. And I am super excited that I've been able to pull this and have I had you on this journey with me. So if you missed any of these days, any of these beautiful things that I shared, you want to go over to our playlist and look for Waste to Gold. Waste to Gold, and just help yourself with any of the series. So today, basically, it's just going to be, like a rundown and a live question and answer segment. So as you come in, you want to share with me where you're coming in from, and you want to also ask me any questions that you may likely have. So without further wasting your time, because I know it's night in Nigeria here, it's night. Yeah, I want to do a brief rundown of some of the things that you can use your, these very things that I've talked about for. Yes, and on Monday, would you give me a minute, please? Yeah, yeah. Thank you for joining in. Today is the grand finale of our Scrap to Gold series. And yes, I'm open to taking your questions. I'm open to getting your suggestions. I'm open to, getting some of your inputs as to how you have used what with them scrap. Yes, hello DLC. Thank you for joining in. Yeah. And can you oh wow. Okay. Can I shut up? You gotta go right now. Oh. Okay. It didn't actually go through. I was going to report that very guy or that very person. So, welcome to everybody who is joining in. Today is the grand finale for our Scrap to Gold series, where no, I'd wanted to report him, but I do not know why it's not going. It's not going through. Okay. Yeah. So Um, good. So everybody has to be civil on other people's pages. Yes, everybody has to be civil. If I get on your live page, I wouldn't go there harassing you and the rest. So thank you, DLC. Thank you. Don't look at the hate. Thank you. So today is actually the seventh day, and this is the grand finale of our Scrap to Gold series. And throughout the week, I had been talking and sharing how you could use what we term scraps in our homes and use them unconventionally, to get out the benefits. And I have been talking mainly fruit scraps. And like I shared on Monday, we talked about how you could use papaya seeds unconventionally. On Tuesday, we talked about how you could use orange peels. Wednesday, we talked about how you could use pineapple peels. On Thursday, we talked about how you could use banana peels. On Friday, we shared how you could use avocado seeds. And yesterday, being Saturday, I shared how you could use watermelon seeds and the rinds unconventionally instead of just throwing them away. And today, I want to do a recap of the week so far, and I am open to your questions. I am open to your input as to how you have used any of this. And before I start, I want to give you a pro tip. If you're one who battles sleep, if you find it difficult to sleep, instead of throwing away your pineapple peels or your banana peels or your avocado seeds, you want to make a soothing sleep inducing tea with any of these peels and these seeds, either pineapple peels or banana peels or your avocado seeds, the one they call the pit. You want to just wash them thoroughly, put in a pot of boiling water, and you know drink up. And this very tea induces sleep. It helps you relax. Thank you, Atlas, for speaking up for me. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, DLC. Happy Sunday, and I hope that you guys are doing well, right? So I'm just going to go over all that we have done throughout the week. And yes, on Monday, when we shared how you could use papaya seeds, you know, I I talked about how you could identify, especially if you want to use them for oils, how you can identify. Okay, so sorry for that glitch. Sorry for that glitch. So on Monday that we talked about papaya seeds, I hello Stella. Stella, thank you for joining in. Happy Sunday. I hope that you're doing well, right? So on Monday that I talked about papaya seeds, you know, papayas are a lot in season this period, and people tend to just eat up the flesh and throw away the seeds, not knowing that the seeds is the powerhouse for the oil. Yes, the powerhouse for the oil. Now, if you do not want to extract the oils from the seeds, you can unconventionally use this different ways, yes, to get out the benefit from it. And I talked basically on skincare, that's skincare purposes, especially if you have oily skin that gives off excess sebum. You want to dry and crush these papaya seeds into smooth powder. Can I get your WhatsApp? Yes, if you go over my page, you would see the WhatsApp link. You can reach me from there, right? So I was saying that papaya seeds helps to shrink large pores, and yeah, it helps to reduce excess sebum production. And how do you use it to achieve that? You want to get those papaya seeds that you throw away, dry them, and then crush them into smooth powder. You want to add, you want to mix with any of water, honey, or egg white. I choose egg white because that's what I use for my skin. Now, if you apply this on your face, if you're somebody who has a low threshold for pain, you want to skip that because it is peppery. Papaya seed is peppery. Yes. Now, another unconventional way that you can use papaya seeds is to use it as a replacement for black pepper. And this is for people who are in the culinary line. Yes, you can use it because of that peppery nature. Yes, and these two unconventional ways are what stood out for me in using papaya seeds. Now, coming to orange peels on Tuesday, I also shared that orange peels that we throw away can be fermented, to make, a non-toxic liquid soap starter. It can be fermented to get a non-toxic liquid soap starter. So how you do that is to get your fermentation jar or a bottle, get your orange peels, and get some sugar and water. You want to cut these peels into tiny shreds, put in the bottle, add some sugar, add some water, and shake this and keep. Right? It's just like you're fermenting your pineapple peels for tepache. Yes, it's like you're fermenting your pineapple peels for tepache, but the essence of this is to get a non-toxic, starter for your liquid soap production, a non-toxic citrus-based fragrance, starter for your liquid soap production. Another unconventional thing that I shared about orange peels is that you could, dry your orange peels, especially for skincare purposes. Dry your orange peels, grind them into powder, and also use it as a scrub. Use it as a scrub. Now, the third unconventional way that I said you could use your orange peels is to use it for tea. When you also grind and dry this, you want to, take, steep in hot water and take as tea. This usually comes in, slightly bitter because of the essential oils in the orange peels. So you might want to, sweeten this with maybe honey, stevia, date syrup, or any other sweetener of your choice. Now, I also shared that if you have smelly shoes, you want to put orange peels inside these smelly shoes at night. By morning, what happens is that the orange peels absorb the smell and leaves your shoe smelling citrusy. You can try that if you do have smelling shoes. Now this brings us to the third day where we talked about pineapple peels. You can make a pineapple peel orange from that pineapple peels that you want to discard. You can also ferment and make a excuse me, and make a probiotic drink, the one they call tepache, with it. If you're not making that tepache drink, you can ferment just like you would ferment the orange I talked about, and get yourself, a fine non-toxic starter for your liquid soap production. Right? Yes, pineapple peel removes rust from rusted keys, rusted metal, and rusted surfaces. All you have to do is just, rub the pineapple peel against that rusted surface and allow it stand for some minutes. Yes, allow it stand for some minutes, and you would see, and then use some maybe a cloth or tissue to clean out that rust, and it goes away. See, I have shared these things, throughout the week. You want to go over to the playlist and check out the Waste to Gold series. Waste to Gold series. I have, added all the videos there to make it easy for you to access. Now, this brings us to Thursday that we talked about banana peels. People eat bananas and just throw the peels away. And like I shared at the beginning of this life, some of the unconventional ways that you can use these things is to make a sleep-inducing tea with banana peels. Yes, yes, okay. So banana peels, pineapple peels, and avocado seeds, they are natural sleep inducers. Natural sleep inducers. You want to stop throwing away them, right? And just ensure that you get organic, you get them in the organic forms, or you thoroughly wash with vinegar to take out, dirt, to take out whatever preservative has been used to preserve this plant. So I said you could use your banana peels for banana peel tea, which is a fine sleep inducer, right? You can also use your banana peels to reduce puffy and swollen eyes. And how to do that is to get some banana peels. You might want to put in your fridge to make it cold a bit, and place it on that part of the eyes that is puffy. It reduces puffiness in the eyes. So whenever you join in, this is just a recap of the unconventional ways that you can use those things that you call scrap and get out the benefits from them. If you want to see the full videos, I have added all of the videos in the playlist Ways to Gold series. Just go there and help yourself to every other every other information that you want. Now this brings us to Friday that we talked about avocado seeds. Avocado seeds. See, if you're a skincare lover, if you are a DIY junkie, you want to just lay your hands on these things and try them out and see that I am saying the right thing or the truth. So avocado seeds, actually, instead of throwing them away, you want to cut the seeds and boil and drink as tea. It helps with inducing sleep. And this is not one of those cliches that you hear. It helps with inducing sleep. The result is almost instant. That very day I demonstrated it on the live. I had avocado tea, and before the live, that was a 30 minutes live, I was already feeling sleepy. You should give it a try if you find it difficult to sleep. You could also use avocado peels, avocado seeds, when they are dried and blended, as a fine exfoliator for your skin. A fine exfoliator for your skin. And how do you do that? You get the seeds, you cut them up and dry them. When they dry, you want to blend them or pound them into smooth powder and mix with honey, mix with water, mix with egg whites, any of those things that you'd want to mix, and apply as a fine exfoliating mask. Yes, it leaves your skin feeling smooth and just gives you a fine vibe. Yes, and this brings us to Saturday, which was yesterday, that we hello Punjabi, thank you for joining in. Happy Sunday. Thank you. How is Pakistan today? Thank you for joining in. Okay, that brings us to yesterday that we talked about unconventional ways that you can use your watermelon seeds and the rinds, that very, white part before the greenish skin, the rinds. Yes, and one of the ways I said you could use your watermelon rinds and the seeds, the rinds especially, you could use it as a replacement for cucumber. So you want to make salads and you're out of cucumber, but you have watermelon. You want to cut up that very part, the white part, and just add up to your salad and enjoy. You want to use the seeds to make yourself an avocado watermelon seeds oil. Watermelon seeds oil. Yes, watermelon seeds oil are actually lightweight and they deeply penetrate the skin, and it doesn't choose or it doesn't select whom to use it. It is fine and suitable for every skin type. Yes. Now another way that you'd want to use um watermelon seeds or the rinds is to use it as a coolant for your face. I demonstrated this particular one live. Yeah, I demonstrated it live, and if you want to see it, just head over to the playlist on my page and search for Waste to Gold series. There I have added all of the videos that I made regarding converting your scrap to gold, and you just click on the particular video that interests you and watch away. Yes, I said watermelon rinds can be used to cool tired face. So just like you would use banana peels, you get your watermelon rinds, place it on, you want to cut it into cubes and add to your fridge if you would. If not, you could just place it on your face, and it helps with cooling down and relieving tiredness from your face. Yes, and this brings us to the end of the recap. Now, I am open to hearing your suggestions. How have you used um, any of pineapple peels? Have you ever made tepache with it? Have you made Have you made pineapple tea with it? Have you made pineapple oil with it? What have you done with your scraps that is unconventional and you think other people do not know about and you're willing to share? Can you share with us in the comment section? Yes, like I said, today we are wrapping up. We are wrapping up our 7 days series. Okay, we're wrapping up our 7 day series where we've been talking converting um scrap to gold, converting scrap to gold. Okay, so I just added a question, yeah, a question and an answer, slide here. So you want to tell me which plant scrap you have used, which plant scrap have you used before? Kindly add in your answers and we will talk about it. Which plant scraps have you used before? Which plant scraps have you used before? So in this 7 day series, I had talked about pineapple peels, I talked about papaya seeds, I've talked about orange peels, avocado avocado seeds, yeah. I've talked about banana peels and one other one, watermelon seeds and the rinds. And yes, these are things that we throw away. We regard them as scraps. Yes. So one basic thing that I would want you to know also is if you wouldn't want to use this for any ways that I have shared, you want to add them as compost instead of just throwing them away. If if you have plants around you, you want to add these things as compost, yeah. And the soil, nature will thank you for doing that. So which plant scraps have you used before? Can you share with us? Can you share with us which plant scraps have you used before? Which plant scraps have you used before? Can you share with us? I'm going to wait for some of your responses and then we would call it a night here. Which plant scraps have you used before between pineapple peels, avocado seeds, papaya seeds, orange peels, banana peels, and watermelon seeds? Share with me in the comment section and would get to talk more. And then, are there unconventional ways that you use any plant scrap around you that you are, most willing to share with us? The comment section is open. Is there any questions or are there questions that you have? Are there questions that you have regarding turning scraps to gold and you'd want us to talk about or discuss? I am open to your questions. I am open to your suggestions. I'm open to you going over my page and seeing the videos that I have, made about these scraps. Yes, instead of scrapping them, you want to reuse, upcycle them, and get the most out of them. So this is a recap. This is a recap of our week and all of the lives that we have shared regarding turning your scraps to gold. And I'm asking you, which plant scraps have you used before? Do you mind sharing? Do you mind sharing with us which plant scraps have you used before? Do you mind sharing? Let me know in the comments section. Let me know in the comments section. So if you are interested in getting to learn unconventional ways that you can use pineapple peels, banana peels, papaya seeds, watermelon seeds, and their rinds, you want to go over to our page. Yeah, go over to our page. Click on the playlist. You would see Waste to Gold series. Click on it and just consume the knowledge that I have shared with you. And let me know when you try out any of those things that I have shared, right? Let me know when you try out any of those things that. So, which plant scraps have you used? did you use them? How did you use them? You want to share with us in the comment section. You want to share with us in the comment section. Which plant scraps, God of mercy, have you used? Which plant scraps have you used? And how did you use them? You want to share with us in the comment section. Yep. So I am waiting for your responses. Which plant scraps have you used before, and how did you use them? Which plant scraps have you used before, and how did you use them? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. Have you used pineapple peels before for pineapple peels tea? Have you used avocado seed before for avocado seeds tea? Have you used banana peels for banana peels tea? These three scraps enhances your sleep. They help you sleep well. So if you're somebody who finds it difficult to sleep, you want to get pineapple peels. I've even shared a video on how to make your pineapple peels tea. You want to make avocado seeds tea and just drink up. They help with sleep. They help you with sleeping well. Yeah, if you have excessively oily skin, you want to get avocado seeds and blend into a powder when dried and just use on your face. It helps with shrinking large pores. It helps with reducing excess sebum. So share with me which plant scraps you have used before, and let us just talk. Let's talk. So during the past week, this past week, I've shared with us unconventional ways that you can use, some of these things that you regard to as scrap. And if you are interested, go over to the playlist and just soak yourself up. I've talked about six most used fruits that we scrap. Just want to go there and see for yourself how you can use it. But one of the key things I would keep saying until I leave your face is how you can improve your sleep with pineapple peels tea, avocado seed tea, or banana peels tea. Instead of you popping pills that do not work, instead of you popping pills that get to hurt you in the long run, you want to lay your hands on these very scraps and enhance your sleep with them. Pineapple peels, avocado seeds, and banana peels. Just get them, wash them thoroughly, slice, and put in a pot of boiling water. When the water boils, sieve and drink. If you want to tweak your tea a bit, you can add lemongrass to your pineapple peels. But for every other banana peels and avocado seeds, you just want to take them up like that and enjoy yourself. Yes. So without further ado, thank you to everybody who joined in. Thank you to everybody who joined in. DLC, thank you for joining in. Atlas Lion, thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Stella Akinyi, um, SSS, I do not know that. Thank you. Punjabi, thank you for. Oh, you've used orange. Azaya Onoje. You've used orange. Tell me, how did you use the orange? How did you use the orange? Did you make tea out of it? Did you make oil? Tell me what let me know what you've used orange for. Onoja, Azaya Onoja, let me know what you've used orange for. Let me know what you've used orange for. I know I have shared that you can use oranges to take out the smell from smelly shoes, and you don't need too much work. Just Get the orange peel, put in the shoe, preferably at night, so that by morning the orange peels would have absorbed the bad smell and replaced it with some citrusy fine. Isaiah, please, can you share with me what you've done with orange? Can you share with me what you've done with orange? You can also ferment your orange peels to make, a fine base for your liquid soap formulation. Yeah, you can do that. And yes, oranges are a lot fragranceful. The peels house a lot of the oils. Yes, so you might want to distill the peels and get out some essential orange oil, which in turn brings out hydrosols if you're using steam or water to distill. So these are some of the beautiful ways that you can use orange. Hey God. So Onoji. I think you're Nigerian, right? Azaya Onoji. Thank you for sharing with us that you've used oranges. So without further taking your time, I'm going to call this live, I'll bring this live to an end here because yes, there's a timeline for it. So if you want to see more of all that I have shared tonight, just go over to our page and check out the playlist for Scrap to Gold series. Scrap to Gold series. There I have talked extensively. Yasin, hi, thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate you. I appreciate your engagement. Yeah, you want to go over to that very playlist and just check out the one and check and see what pleases you, and yes, use or make do with the information that you see there. So to everybody who has joined in, to everybody who has responded, to everybody who has made this life, interactive, thank you very much. This is me wishing you a beautiful night rest and a beautiful week ahead. Stay blessed.